may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
Alright guys, I want to clarify with everyone, I know we have a ton of new listeners. This is a Dynasty Fantasy Football channel. This channel, we cover these players and their long-term outlooks, not necessarily just what we are going to be expecting from 2020. While that is a big part of the calculation, really this is for Dynasty and Keeper Leagues. If you are not in a Dynasty League but would like to join one, you're in the right place, just because we are going to be starting up so many this offseason. Just make sure you're following me on Instagram. Make sure you're following us on Twitter. Make sure that you are going down there, joining our fantasy football group chat. I'll promise y'all, I'll keep you updated. But yeah, if you're not playing Dynasty Fantasy Football, if you have no interest in playing Dynasty Fantasy Football, just turn off this video and unsubscribe. But if you are, you're in the right place. Now, let's get into it. Let's talk about 5 buys at the wide receiver position going into Week 12 for our Dynasty Fantasy Football Leagues. And let's start it off with a wide receiver that's possibly having the best rookie wide receiver season of all time, Justin Jefferson. Now, obviously, guys, y'all know I'm rocking the original Odell Beckham Jr. jersey behind us from the New York Giants. So clearly, we know that Justin Jefferson is not having the best rookie wide receiver season of all time in terms of just his overall volume. But if you look at the efficiency, Justin Jefferson is currently averaging more yards per target than pretty much any wide receiver in NFL history at this volume mark that he's had so far in 2020. That's not even including rookies. That's just straight up the entire NFL history. Justin Jefferson leading the wide receivers, and knowing that he is only 21 years old doing this, knowing that he's also incredibly efficient in the yards he's seeing per route run, also leading the NFL as a rookie at 21 years old, I think that we can safely say that Justin Jefferson is going to be a top fantasy option for years to come. I think he's one of the safest players that we can go out there and invest into. We know that he had a fantastic profile coming out of LSU. Really, everything that you'd want to see from a college receiver, Justin Jefferson provided it. He had the early breakout age. He had the nice athletic profile. On top of that, we knew that Justin Jefferson had a ton of production in the best offense in college football history at LSU in 2019. Now he is truly dominating the NFL. We know Adam Thielen is on the older side. If you look at the contract situation, we're also going to see Kyle Rudolph leaving this offense in 2021, which should open up a little bit more in terms of the targets available in the offense, while Justin Jefferson just naturally progresses with his overall talent and knowing that he is going to maintain a very high level of efficiency. As soon as he starts to see more targets, Justin Jefferson could easily be a top 10 wide receiver, which he already is in points per game in weeks 3 through 11. That's whenever he had his massive breakout, whenever they decided to move him to the outside. So really, there's nothing holding Justin Jefferson back from being a top 2-round startup pick. I tweeted out a couple weeks ago that there are only 4 wide receivers in Dynasty Fantasy Football that I know I would rather have over Justin Jefferson. Truly an elite player at the wide receiver position at an extremely young age. Alright guys, sorry for this interruption, but real quick, let me hold up a puppy because I know we're going to get way more likes in this video if we do this. So 5 seconds, here's a quick puppy break. Make sure you go down there, drop a like on the video. Really helps us out. If y'all don't know, this is Miley, 9 months old. And yeah, she's completely massive. Great Pyrenees. Go down there, drop a like on the video for her. All right, so now our next wide receiver, someone that's really done nothing so far in 2020, Deebo Samuel. Guys, I know Deebo Samuel has been suffering through injuries the entire year, and also Deebo Samuel has been known to be injury prone dating all the way back to college. This is nothing new at Deebo. But I will say, if you look at his rookie season in 2019, if you look at his per game statistics in 2020, Deebo Samuel continues to profile to be a wide receiver that is exactly what Kyle Shanahan is looking for. I think that this is going to be a great buy low opportunity, as we know that Deebo Samuel still only 24 years old, still only on his second year of that rookie contract, has that role on the San Francisco 49ers offense locked in for 2021 and 2022. At the very minimum, that's his downside, is probably being a wide receiver 3 in fantasy football. Also being extremely young, getting carries out of the backfield is just an overall overall great weapon for the San Francisco 49ers. I think we have a little bit more upside with Deebo Samuel than the other wide receivers you're going to be looking at in that range. If you could possibly trade a second round rookie pick with just say adding in a bench wide receiver like a Cole Beasley to get to a Deebo Samuel, I think that would make a ton of sense, because I promise you right now, fantasy owners are frustrated. All right, so now let's get to our next wide receiver, someone that's completely flying under the radar, Curtis Samuel. Guys, I know Curtis Samuel has been very frustrating so far in 2020 as well, but when we are looking at Curtis Samuel, this is a wide receiver that's been able to give you decent weeks in just random blow-up spots, and this has been done with getting targets all over the football field, getting some carries out of the backfield. He is the definition of the new era of wide receiver at the NFL level, where really you can scheme to get him the ball just because of the elite athlete that he is and his ability with yards after the catch. And what a lot of people don't know about Curtis Samuel, I know it seems crazy because he was drafted all the way back in 2017. So he is coming up on the end of his rookie contract, but he is still only 24 years old. He came in at a very young age in the 2017 NFL draft. I think he was actually the youngest wide receiver in that draft class. So Curtis Samuel has continued to develop as his NFL career has gone on. He's probably going to be out of Carolina after his rookie contract. I think that he can land on an offense that may be a little bit more high-powered, an offense that really needs a key threat in terms of a deep threat role and also getting touches around the line of scrimmage. I think that's exactly what Curtis Samuel provides. We know that he has the talent, he has the athletic profile. Right now, he's just stuck behind both Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore in an offense that doesn't necessarily want to look consistently down the field. I'll say here with Curtis Samuel, it's going to be very hard to project him to be anything less than a wide receiver 4 going forward. I know that does not sound crazy or anything, but right now you could trade a 2021 second round rookie pick and possibly land Curtis Samuel on your team. I think he's going to have a much more intriguing profile already hitting at the NFL level rather than any rookie that we're going to see in the second round of that 2021 draft class. All right, so now let's go right back to the 2019 draft class with another very young wide receiver who was selected in the second round, just like Deebo Samuel, but this is going to be DJ Chark. Now with DJ Chark, yes, we've seen this Jacksonville Jaguars offense be one of the worst offenses in the entire NFL in 2020, and really it has limited DJ Chark's overall upside and as well his floor. But what we are seeing with DJ Chark is the games where he is healthy, he is seeing an insane target share. If you combine his average depth of target, if you know what Whopper is, really it shows how much opportunity a wide receiver is getting in his offense. And DJ Chark is right up there with the best wide receivers in the NFL. Yes, we're going to be projecting Laviska Shenault to continue to increase his role, but right here with DJ Chark, I'm not really worried about the opportunity that he's going to see in Jacksonville. I'm more so worried about how productive the overall offense is going to be. But with how bad the Jacksonville Jaguars have been so far, I think that this is a team that's going to end up with the first or the second overall pick in the 2021 NFL draft. And if they don't come away with Trevor Lawrence, which they probably won't, they're probably going to end up getting Justin Fields at number 2 overall. And I think he could be the savior of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's in the range of outcomes where if DJ Chark is still going to see 25% of his team's targets at a very high average depth of target with improved quarterback play, I think that Chark could be a true alpha and a difference maker in fantasy football. Also still only 24 years old, so not worried about him going downwards anytime soon. All right, so now let's go to another extremely young wide receiver, another wide receiver on his rookie contract, playing in his rookie season, Jalen Reagor. We have only seen a few glimpses of Jalen Reagor so far in 2020, but what he was able to do coming back from that thumb injury and automatically, day one, leading that Philadelphia Eagles team in targets, clearly he is exactly what they wanted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to be. Jalen Reagor is that prototypical X, seeing the majority of the targets on the outside. He made Travis Fulgham completely disappear from the offense. On top of that, Zach Ertz could not be in Philadelphia in 2021 with how inefficient that he was earlier on this season. I think that we could see the Philadelphia Eagles really just lean on Dallas Goedert and Jalen Reagor going into 2021. And Reagor has that overall athletic profile. He has the nice production coming out of TCU. If you look at him compared to the other wide receivers in TCU's offense, yes, they had very bad quarterback play his junior year there, but if you look at his market share numbers, they are not bad in the slightest. We know that this is a wide receiver that the film grinders loved. Pretty much there is nobody going against Jalen Reagor right now, and he's already proven to be the wide receiver 1 there in Philadelphia, and I think more targets can be opening up in that offense as we go into 2021. Now, thank you guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I really hope y'all got something from it. As always, if y'all did, go down there, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you play Dynasty Fantasy Football. Outside of that, I really hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will see y'all with the video tomorrow.